The reality is that we're operating in a different world than we ever operated in before. Because if you screw up your given away experience, brand is torched.
Free is the problem.
The word free for me, I just don't believe in business. You give away what your trade.
So freemium is bad. Right?
So this is category specific now. Right? So there are other strategies that are stacked on top of free.
Sure.
In the world, what's happened to the world, I think, with data, like people want data. Well, I'm willing to give you this to get this.
Right.
So it's a bait and switch, sort of. You know, it's like, here, I'll give you all my information if you give me this.
The reality is that we're operating in a different world than we ever operated in before, right? Where like there's almost an expectation now that I get to either test drive it or try it or do a trial with it. I get to test it somehow before I'm willing to purchase it. That is almost an expectation.
In technology, guaranteed.
And there's a coaching quote, comes from Bill Belichick. Not everything he's done has been bad. I know we've beat him up in the last episode about
his brand.
but so what he has a famous quote that says, "Do business as business is being done," right? And for him, that means however the game is being played, that's how we have to play the game.
Or you will lose.
Right.
Right.
You can't fight against the way the game is being played. In today's world, the game is being played where people are giving stuff away.
Not in every category.
Right? Nobody's giving away Ferraris.
Nobody's giving away service. Let me give you 3 months of air conditioning service. Buy a warranty.
Hold on. Well, if you go to buy a car, you say nobody's giving away a Ferrari. I can go test drive a Ferrari.
But that's a 10-minute thing.
This is actually an interesting conversation.
So we're talking about them giving away one game, right? In a massive market. We just looked it up. Their third most users are in Brazil, right? The game is in Brazil. Obviously, their TV is growing. More and more people are switching to TV. I had a client today look at me and said, when I move to my new place, I'm not getting cable. I'm just going to keep the YouTube TV. And so to get that amount of people in, I think, in the practice of watching online, right, and getting used to that experience,
they're changing behavior.
They're changing behavior, and they're making the barrier to entry in order for them to try the new behavior very easy. And I think in today's world, where there's so much bombardment from everybody trying to change behavior, you have to kind of remove the barrier to allow them to try.
So here's a key point.
I want to ask you this. And I think this happened last year. I make shit up all the time, but I think that the game was on YouTube and not everybody could get it. And people were freaking out that they didn't have access to an NFL game.
It was Netflix. That was Netflix that botched that.
Right. And so, they made a mess of...
Well, so there's a couple points here that we're getting at. Right.
There's a lesson here. All right, they fucked it up.
Don't say free. Okay. Don't say free. Right? Don't say free. Don't say free.
Free means I don't value
Here's an example from our business, right? We let people into our huddle. Right? We don't say, hey, we're going to give you the huddle.
We invite them.
We don't say, hey, you can come to this for free. There's an exclusivity with being invited into something that you can experience. Whether you use the word trial, whether you use the word one time, however, create exclusivity around it. Right? This is the time that you have to do this. You can come join our huddle. Right? We're going to allow you in. We're going to let you watch the game. Right? Like YouTube. We're going to let you watch the first NFL game. Create exclusivity around it. The next point, you better make that experience really good for people.
Yeah.
Because if you screw up your given away experience, brand is torched.
When we invited people to the huddle, which is a unique experience that you can't explain any other way, you have to come. It was one time, and there was no agenda beyond it.
Correct.
Here, look at it.
Correct.
And if you never come back, fine. But if you sampled it and you liked it and you want to join.
There's a
Let's have
reason for discussion now.
Right now, there's a conversation.
It's a
Right.
risk.
So, but if you look at the agenda that YouTube has, if everybody in the planet is watching in one place, what do you think it's going to cost to advertise on that?
Well, I think
1,000%.
I think,
There's always money. Yeah.
well, I think the reality.
There's always a sale behind it.
Well, the reality is they paid a lot for this game.
God
Right.
almighty.
Right, like there is an actual
They changed
equation
the market.
that
There's an
exists.
ROI that's
There's
gotta
an
be
ROI
had.
exists that they have to get a certain amount of users. If they don't have the accounts to reach that or the data to support, what they have to do something. They have to get
I
more
gotta
people
say
on
this.
it.
I gotta say this. You know, this week we learned that one of the new clients is using the negotiation
Right.
module
Right.
more than anybody. The guys at YouTube, horrible negotiators.
Right.
Ding,
Well-
ding, ding.
Well,
Right?
so hold on. This is a good point because maybe they purchased the game, right? They had projected benchmarks or projected goals, and all of
they
a
did not
sudden
do this last
they're
year.
getting
Right.
pretty close to the game, and they're like, "Guys,
This is bad.
We're way off
Right.
track here. Like, we're going to
can't
eat
pay
a
for this."
ton of money on this. How do we create value from this?
Right.
Because we're not able to sell it right now.
right.
And so
Well-
now all of a sudden they go, wait a minute. We're not going to make the money we thought we were going to make on it. What ROI can we get from it? Which then becomes experience,
I think
brand.
We're all Hulu users, right?
Yeah.
Or
Correct.
Listen, I'm a Hulu has live
Yeah, no,
sports
has live sports.
enthusiast.
I mean,
they do.
I don't know how I
right?
live without it.
But I'm always 5 seconds behind everybody else who's watching on YouTube TV.
I don't. Yeah, like I'm not going on YouTube. Like I'm
No, yeah, I'm
thinking
not
about
switching.
it. Like I'm going to a bar that first game to watch. I did it last year, remember?
Right.
And the bar had to buy it.
Right.
I remember. So I just think it's fascinating, and you really got to trust your product. Like you go back to like. It's a gamble, and I think it's a.
You cannot screw up the experience. That is the
It would be
ultimate. That
atrocious.
is the ultimate focus. Is if you are going to allow people in without charging them, you're going to go to the freemium model, and you're going to package it the right way so that you don't hurt the brand, right? But with language, and then the very next component is you cannot fuck this up.
And then-